I'm a proud capitalist. I spent most of my career representing the corporate state of Delaware. I'm a capitalist. I beat the socialist. That's how I got elected. That's how I got the nomination. Do I look like a socialist? Look at my career, my whole career.
There it is, baby. The president himself. Look at his career. Look at his whole career. Do I look like a socialist? Hey, he laid that out. That is the truth. So for Joe Manchin to call this president a radical progressive is so far off the mark. It is laughable. And let me remind you, radical simply means getting at the root. And this president has not done any of that since he's been in office. Any legislation signed by Biden that has been progressive in a way has been because of the progressive movement, those everyday movers and shakers out there in the world right now. And it has very little to do even with the so-called progressives in Congress, because that progressive caucus is failing. You want to talk about failing up, and they don't even get $11 million bonus, John. They just fail. But overall, the man can't help himself. Let's put up this headline. Biden administration approves controversial Willow oil project in Alaska, which has galvanized online activism. This president said that he would not allow drilling on public lands, but oops, he just said that to get elected. And now that he's elected, he's going back on his word. This next headline, progressive slam Biden's choice for chief of staff as healthcare profiteer. Jeff Zients built a fortune investing in healthcare companies accused of fraud. You want to talk about failing up. So when it comes to legislative progressive agenda, the people support. Let's break this down to show where Biden is missing the mark. Universal healthcare. Let's put up the graph. Let's see where the American people are on this radical agenda. Majority in the US say healthcare is federal government's responsibility. The majority of the American people believe that, regardless of political ideology. Boom, that's nearly 60% of Americans who are in favor of some form of universal healthcare. When it comes to the federal minimum wage, let's take a look at that, shall we? Yes, we shall. 62% of Americans support a $15 an hour federal minimum wage. Most opponents want a more modest increase. How much modest are you going to get if people are expected to live a good life? This is the American people's agenda, shadow president Joe Manchin. And you know what? If it kept up with inflation, it'd be closer to $25 an hour. And as recently as 2020, when it comes to support for tuition at public colleges being free, boom, let's put up with the Pew Research Center. 60% of US adults favor making tuition at public colleges free, including 37% who strongly favor the proposal. 36% oppose tuition-free college, with 21% strongly opposed. The American people's radical progressive agenda, Joe Manchin. And those are just a few of the policies that are contrary to the capitalist military budget, bloating budget of this current president, Joe Biden. So what Joe Manchin is doing in the short term and the long term run is biting the hand that feeds him and the rest of the capitalists in Congress. I mean, John, I am absolutely stunned that he came after this president like this, his buddy, his pal, his friend.
Yeah, after so many just friendly lunches and all of that. No, it's a reminder that all of that diplomacy to Manchin is not gonna buy you any loyalty from him, in the same way that if you believe that things like Willow and some of the other stuff Biden has done is the continuation of the Trump era border policies is an attempt to get credit from the right. I'm not even sure that I believe that. I think that ideologically he's probably fine with some of these things happening. Yeah. But if you believe that, it's not gaining him any loyalty from them either. There's no points to be given. There's no credit that's earned. He just does it. They get what they want, and then they go back to calling him a radical socialist.
There it is, and he's getting what he wants to, because that's his camp, folks. That is it.